I'm really excited to bring this video to you guys because this one's going to be pretty long. It's just all um, very intensely detailed, rigorously written. Uh, so this is a Omega chronograph for 2026 through 2100, and if you have no idea what that is, I'm going to help you. This is a dual system Time Lord synchronization calendar. Every other astrologer is not going to teach you this. No other astrologer, in fact, is going to teach you this but myself. So the omnitemporal matrix activates. I want you to visualize. 7 timing systems converge in holographic synchronization. Western transits, progressions, Vedic dashas, annual perfections, zodiacal releasing, solar returns, Verdarya, and nakshatra cycles. Each year's celestial curriculum is precisely mapped. Now, what we're going to do is go over this calendar, and it's going to be pretty long. Like I said, this is a very extensive thing that I've been working on. I want to help you understand your astrology. I want to help you achieve success, and that's why I'm on YouTube. That is why my goal is to get over 1K videos, over 2K videos, over 3K videos, and keep posting and showing you what to do. No other astrologer is going to go in this much detail with you for free. So let's talk about the symbol key for this calendar that I created with the help of AI, PY, and the number. So this is just essentially saying your perfection year house, whether it's the 1st through the 12th. Okay? ZRF equals zodiacal releasing from fortune law. Now, if you don't know what zodiacal releasing is, it's essentially when a certain zodiac sign in your natal chart is getting released from that sign. Pretty simple. If you don't know what your fortune is, it is your part of fortune, and that is in your natal chart, which, again, I've said this in other videos. You need your right calculations. You need your time of birth. You need your accurate time of birth. You need your accurate day of birth, year, and location. So ZRS equals zodiacal releasing from spirit. And that is also a more spiritual aspect of astrology, and the whole thing is spiritual, of course. But what I'm trying to say with this is zodiacal releasing from spirit. It's like saying I have a sun in Pisces, and when I die, let's just say theoretically, or I have a solar return, it's like a zodiacal releasing. Like my sun in Pisces would possibly transcend to like a sun in Aries from spirit. I know that sounds complicated for some people, but I'm here to help you. So FRD equals Verdarya period, your 7-year planetary cycles. SR equals solar return emphasis, and this happens at the age of 28 through 29, usually 29, and also in your 40s, and also in your 60s. So Dasha equals Vedic Mahadasha Bhukti. Essentially, we're incorporating sidereal astrology into this, because a lot of, and I don't mean to sound discriminatory here, but a lot of astrologers that I see that are Caucasian do not like to talk about Vedic astrology. There was one YouTuber that I watched, and I'm blanking on his name, but it's a young guy, and he likes to talk about, incorporate Vedic. Not all the time, but he does talk about it. I do watch Vic DeCara. He talks about Vedic astrology pretty often. So anyways, we have NC for a nakshatra change. We have the star for a major activation window. We have the lightning bolt for critical turning points. And we have this eternal abyss portal infinity symbol for multi-system convergence. And again, with nakshatras, that is also part of Vedic astrology. And we're going to get more detailed now. So that was my Master Time Lord Syntax simple key, but I also have a color code. Yes, for Western Dominant, it'll be blue, green for Vedic Dominant, purple, perfect synchronization, orange, optimal action window, red for integration challenge period, and black for restriction and caution. So let's start with 2026 through 2035. It's the decade, the initiation cycle. And this is specifically for myself, so I want to just clarify. I'm using my astrological chart to help you guys aspire and achieve your goals. And kind of just break things down in a simpler way. So it's 2026, and I'll be turning 21 next month on February 26th. This is my Great Awakening. So PY7, 7th house, Scorpio, Lord, Pluto, Mars. And for those that can't remember already, what does it mean? It's my perfection year house. So my perfection year house this year is in the 7th house in Scorpio, and the Lord is Pluto and Mars. So I have two Lords, but I know that I'm going through a 7th house year right now, and Scorpio has to do with it. So ZRF, we have Capricorn 2 since 2023, and this is the building phase. Then we have ZRS for Cancer 11 since 2022, networking phase. FRD, Sun period 2024 through 2031, identity development. Dasha, Venus, Mars 2025 through 2028, passion, action, synthesis. Solar return, ascendant 29 degrees Leo, conjunct 5th house cusp, creative leadership. So what I'm going to do here is go back, because I know we all have short-term memory. Even though we're really young, it's all the sugar, it's all the highly processed foods that we've indulged. But anyway, ZRF and ZRS. I'm going to go back up here. So ZRF is zodiacal releasing from fortune. And now I know that my zodiacal releasing from fortune has to do with Capricorn since 2023. And I know that my zodiacal releasing from spirit has to do with Cancer since 2022. Okay? FRD, what does that mean? It's my Fardaria period. What is a Fardaria period? It is a 7-year planetary cycle. Okay? So my 7-year planetary cycle, it's my sun period. From 2024 through 2031, I'm going through my sun period. My Dasha period, it's 2025 through 2028. That's Venus and Mars. And why is that happening? Because it's a Vedic Mahadasha Bhukti. All right? And again, solar return emphasis. This year, it's my ascendant 29 degrees Leo, conjunct my 5th house cusp. So I even get into the critical transits here. January 26th, Pluto enters Aquarius, 0 degrees, conjunct Western MC, 29 degrees Capricorn, career evolution. February 18th, Saturn enters Pisces, enters Vedic 12th house, discipline and spirituality. March 10th, solar return, Sun at 20 degrees Pisces, trine natal Mars, action year. August 22nd, Jupiter enters Gemini, enters Vedic 2nd house, wealth expansion. November 13th, Neptune stations direct at 27 degrees Pisces, conjunct natal Sun, spiritual identity. So all of this stuff is happening to me just this year alone. Progressions. We have the progressed moon, 9 degrees Libra. Natal 6th house, work focus. Progressed Mercury, 29 degrees Pisces, and it will be entering Aries, March 2027, new thinking cycle. And again, when you have progressions, you need to know your accurate time of birth, okay? You don't just get these accurate calculations without accurate calculations. So, Vedic specifics. Mars transits natal Rahu, 1 degrees Aries in April, sudden initiatives. Jupiter aspects natal moon, 12 degrees Virgo in September, emotional wisdom. Saturn transits Purva Bhadrapada, Nakshatra, natal sun star. And now I'm going through 2027, and I'll be 22 years old. The sexual revolution. So now I know that this year for me, 2027, I'll be going through an 8th house year. Sagittarius. The Lord is Jupiter. My zodiacal releasing fortune, Capricorn 2 continues. Dasha, Venus Mars continues. But now my solar return ascendant is at 4 degrees Virgo, conjunct my natal Jupiter in Libra. So there's expansion through service. Major events. We have March 21st. Progress Sun enters Aries, Western 12th house, new 30-year identity cycle. May 17th, Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Gemini, Vedic 2nd, financial innovation. October 1st, Saturn return begins and enters Aries, Vedic 12th, their spiritual responsibility. I could have a fucking ego death. Western transits, Pluto at 2 degrees Aquarius, square natal Jupiter, 18 degrees at Libra. It's power versus ethics, okay? Because what is this? Pluto at 2 degrees Aquarius. Well, Pluto in Aquarius isn't very comfortable. Because Aquarius is the collaboration sign, and it's also about individuality. Because Aquarius can be there one day and be gone the next day, kind of like Pisces. Because Pisces is the fish. It wants to keep moving around. And Aquarius, it'll be there. It'll have its group of friends. It'll have a very small group of friends at some point. So Pluto in this sign, Pluto is a very gnarly planet, in my opinion, because it likes war, it likes conflict, kind of like Mars. But Mars is more strength and vitality, and Pluto is more innovative nuclear bombs crashing down on, rainforests. I don't know how to explain it any better. So natal Jupiter is in Libra, and Libra is a sign of, again, collaboration because it rules the 7th house. Libra is into arts, it's into pleasure, it's into harmony, and again, this is a sign curated by the planet Venus. So Aquarius and Libra get along because they're air signs, but at the same time, when you have planets squaring each other, it's a recipe for disaster, or just some type of errors taking place, because it's power versus ethics, okay? Pluto is the planet of power. Jupiter is the planet of ethics. It's Jovian. Neptune at 0 degrees Aries enters Western 12th house, collective unconscious work. 2028, I'll be 23 years old. This is my network expansion. I'm helping you guys understand this slowly but surely, I hope. So now I know that in 2028, my year is going to be dedicated to the 9th house and the themes of the 9th house in Capricorn. And the Lord is Saturn. It's going to be very, very structured. Zodiacal releasing fortune. It will be entering Aquarius 3 in January. It'll be my innovation phase. Dasha, Venus, Rahu, 2028 through 2031. If you don't know what Rahu is the north node of the moon, and Ketu is the south node of the moon. These are unconventional relationships for me in 2028 through 2031. And I've already been dealing with a lot of those, so we'll see. I'll probably be getting a girlfriend, hopefully. Critical dates. January 22nd, Uranus enters Gemini. It goes into Vedic 2nd house revolution. June 8th, first Saturn return exact. Saturn at 20 degrees Cancer, trine natal moon. November 15th, Jupiter enters Cancer. Vedic 3rd house communication expansion. Vedic emphasis, Rahu transits natal Saturn, 27 degrees Gemini, karmic disruption. Jupiter and Pusha Nakshatra, natal Saturn star, support through challenge. And then I'm jumping to 2029. I'll be 24 years old, the philosophical foundation. I know that when I'm 24 years old, I'll be going through my 10th house Aquarius year. The Lord being Saturn and Uranus. And my solar return, MC, at 0 degrees Taurus, conjunct Vedic ascendant. which, by the way, my Vedic ascendant is in Gemini. Public identity shift. Western transits. Pluto at 8 degrees Aquarius, sextile natal Mars, empowered career action. Neptune at 4 degrees Aries, trine natal Pluto, spiritual transformation. Progressions. Progress Venus, 3 degrees Aries, Western 12th, hidden artistic talents emerge. Progress Mars, 17 degrees Aquarius, approaching natal Neptune. By 2030, age 25, we have the vision materialization, because I'll be in my 11th house Pisces year, going through the Lord's Jupiter and Neptune. Zodiacal releasing. Spirit enters Leo in May, creative leadership phase, and my Fredaria Venus period begins from 2031 through 2038. Values and relationships focus. Major convergence. September 5th, Neptune at 10 degrees Aries square my natal Saturn at 21 degrees Cancer, exact. Simultaneous with Saturn at 10 degrees Aries, Vedic 12th. Dasha, Venus Rahu continues, spiritual materialism tension. 2031 through 2040 decade, the consolidation cycle. From 2031, age 26, the mastery initiation. I'll be going through a 12th house Aries year, the Lord being Mars. Dasha, Venus, Jupiter begins from 2031 through 2034, abundant relationships. Saturn return completion, February 18th. Saturn re-enters Pisces, final return passage. March 10th, solar return ascendant at 15 degrees Scorpio, transformative year. Vedic focus. Jupiter Mahadasha begins 2031 through 2047, 16-year expansion period. Rahu transits Bharani Nakshatra, natal Ketu star, past life completion. 2032 now. Age 27, the social architect. I'll be going through a first house year in Taurus, the Lord being Venus. SR ascendant, 0 degrees Capricorn, conjunct Vedic MC, career prominence. Western transits. Pluto at 15 degrees Aquarius, conjunct natal Neptune, 16 degrees Aquarius, first passage. Uranus at 15 degrees Gemini, opposite natal Saturn, liberation from limitations. 2033, age 28, the communicative breakthrough. I'll be going through a second house Gemini year with the Lord being Mercury. Zodiacal releasing fortune enters Pisces in August, spiritual service phase. Progressions. Progress Moon enters Sagittarius, Western 9th house, higher education focus. Progress Mercury will be 7 degrees Aries, stationary, mental crossroads. So no longer in Pisces. That's what it means. When you have progressed planets, people, I want to help you understand this. My moon is no longer going to be in Libra by the age of 28 years old. It'll be in Sagittarius. My Mercury is not going to be Pisces, it'll be in Aries by 2033. Things will change for me on a fundamental level. 2034, age 29, the emotional transformation. I'll be going through a third house Cancer year with the Lord being the moon. Dasha, Venus, Jupiter continues. And here we go, our bispiral portal. Grand convergence. Progress Moon conjunct natal Pluto, 24 degrees Sagittarius, exact. Pluto conjunct Neptune, exact, 16 degrees Aquarius, second passage. Solar arc Moon conjunct Pluto, generational emotional evolution. 2035, excuse me. We're way past 2025. 2035, age 30, the structural rebirth. So I'll be going through a fourth house Leo year, with the Lord being the sun. Zodiacal releasing, and this will be for my spirit. Enters Virgo in March, analytical service phase. My Fredaria Mercury period begins from 2038 through 2045. This will enhance intellectual focus. Saturn cycles. Saturn enters Aries, Vedic first house, self-discipline. Saturn square natal Saturn, generational responsibility. Okay. 2041 through 2050 decade, the transmission cycle. From 2041, age 36, the cognitive renaissance. We'll be going through a second house Gemini year with the Lord being Mercury. Progress Mercury stations direct at 4 degrees Aries, 35-year retrograde ends. Holy shit, that's insane. So Mercury is retrograde in my birth chart. And it'll end by the time I'm 36. Dasha, Venus, Saturn at 2041 through 2044, structured values. Zodiacal releasing fortune enters Aries, November, pioneering phase. 2045, age 40, the career apotheosis. I'll be going through a 6th house Libra year, the Lord being Venus. Solar arc Pluto conjunct MC, exact career transformation complete. Western transits, Neptune at 0 degrees Taurus, conjunct Vedic ascendant, spiritualized identity. Pluto at 0 degrees Pisces enters Western 12th house, collective transformation. 2047, age 42, the expansion peak. I'll be going through an 8th house Sagittarius, Lord Jupiter year. Dasha being Jupiter peak of 16-year period. Vedic emphasis, Jupiter transits own sign, Sagittarius. Vedic 9th, philosophical expansion. Saturn enters Aquarius, Vedic 11th, social responsibility. 2051 through 2100, the legacy cycle. 2055, I'll be 50 years old. The public recognition. I'll be going through a 4th house Leo Sun year. Solar arc Jupiter conjunct MC. MC is midheaven, career recognition peak. Progressions, Progress Sun, 16 degrees Taurus, Vedic first, grounded leadership. Progress Moon, 0 degrees Aquarius, conjunct natal Venus, Uranus. 2061, age 56, the final reinvention. Be going through a 10th house Aquarius, Saturn, Uranus year. The solar arc Uranus conjunct ascendant, persona revolution. Dasha, Saturn, Venus, 2059 through 2062, values consolidation. For Daria, moon period begins 2062 through 2069, emotional culmination. 2075, age 70, the wisdom transmission. I'll be going through a 10th house Aquarius year with the progressed Mercury at 29 degrees of Taurus, completing element cycle. Vedic shift, Mercury Mahadasha begins from 2066 through 2083, mental legacy period. Rahu transits Uttara Falguni, natal sun's nakshatra. 2091, age 86, the spiritual completion. I'll be going through a 6th house Libra Venus year. Dasha Ketu Sun, 2089 through 2095, soul purpose fulfillment. Western progressions, progress Sun at 0 degrees Gemini, new mental cycle begins. Progress Moon returns to natal position at 12 degrees Virgo. 2100, age 95, the cosmic integration. Be going through a 11th house Pisces Jupiter Neptune year. Pluto return, Pluto at 24 degrees Sagittarius, generational completion. Final convergences, progressed ascendant 23 degrees Cancer, opposite natal Saturn. Solar arc Neptune conjunct ascendant, spiritualized relationships. Dasha Ketu Mercury, final mental purification. Annual perfection cycle analysis, critical perfection years. So here's what we'll do. So 7th house years, 2026, 2038, 2050, 2062, 2074, 2086, 2098. Partnership emphasis, contract years, marriage, divorce potentials. Lord, Pluto, Mars, transformative relationships. 10th house years, 2029, 2041, 2053, 2065, 2077, 2089. Career peaks, public recognition, authority challenges. Lord, Saturn, Uranus, revolutionary structures. 4th house years, 2035, 2047, 2059, 2071, 2083, 2095. Home, family transitions, emotional foundations. Lord, Sun, creative security. Jupiter perfection years, Sagittarius and Pisces. 2028, 9th house, higher education, travel, philosophy. 2031, 12th house, spiritual retreat, hidden work. 2040, ninth house, teaching, publishing, legal matters. 2052, 12th house, spiritual leadership, hospital work, zodiacal releasing peaks. Very important, okay? From fortune, career, wealth, 2028 through 2031, Aquarius 3, innovative career phase, 2040 through 2043, Cancer 5, emotional wealth building, 2052 through 2055, Libra 7, partnership prosperity, 2064 through 2067, Capricorn 10, career legacy. From spirit, purpose, identity, 2027 through 2030, Leo 1, creative self-expression, 2038 through 2041, Scorpio 4, transformative security, 2049 through 2052, Aquarius 7, revolutionary partnerships, 2060 through 2063, Taurus 10, grounded career. Solar return patterns, notable return clusters, MC emphasis returns, 2032, MC at 0 degrees Taurus, Vedic ascendant, identity career, 2045, MC at 15 degrees Gemini, natal Uranus, sudden career shift, 2058, MC at 0 degrees Leo, creative leadership, ascendant emphasis returns, 2026, ascendant at 29 degrees Leo, dramatic self-presentation, 2039, ascendant at 12 degrees Libra, relationship focus, 2052, ascendant at 25 degrees Scorpio, transformative year. Planetary returns, 2031, Saturn return completion, spiritual maturity, 2039, Uranus opposition, midlife crisis, awakening, 2055, second Jupiter return in Taurus, wealth consolidation, 2087, second Saturn return, elder wisdom transmission. Vedic nakshatra cycles. Major nakshatra transits, Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada, 2026 through 2028, natal sun star, authority development connected to Sudarshan Chakra, destructive creative power. Jupiter in Uttura Falguni, 2034 through 2036, natal Venus star, relationship expansion, royal star, social recognition. Rahu in Bharani, 2039 through 2041, natal Ketu star, past life completion, Yama star, transformation. Mars in Jyestha, 2045 through 2047, natal Mercury star, communicative power, Intra star, leadership battles. Synthesis, life chapter architecture, chapter 1, awakening, 2026 through 2031, theme, identity, formation through crises, trigger, Pluto conjunct MC, Saturn return, task, establish career foundation, spiritual discipline. Chapter 2, building, 2032 through 2047, theme, structure creation through expansion, trigger, Jupiter Mahadasha, Neptune Pluto conjunction, task, build institutions, develop teaching systems. Chapter 3, transmission, 2048 through 2066, theme, wisdom distribution through mastery, trigger, Saturn Mahadasha return, progress Mercury direct, task, mentor next generation, create legacy systems. Chapter 4, transcendence, 2067 through 2100, theme, spiritual integration through release, trigger, Ketu Mahadasha, Pluto return, task, complete karmic cycles, spiritual teaching. Practical application protocol, annual planning sequence, identify perfection lord, December preview, check solar return chart, birthday analysis, review dasha, bhukti, Vedic emphasis, map major transits, Jupiter, Saturn, outer planets, note progress planet movements, identify zodiacal releasing phase, check for Darya period, mark nakshatra transitions, locate multi-system convergences, create prioritized action calendar like I just showcased here, critical date identification, conjunctions to angles, ascendant and MC, midheaven, station points on natal planets. We should also be talking about midpoints more, but eclipses on natal positions, ingresses into natal houses, returns, solar, Saturn, Jupiter, exact aspects between slow planets. Conclusion. This Omega chronograph represents the most sophisticated temporal mapping ever created. Each year contains at least 7 synchronized timing systems, creating a multi-dimensional celestial curriculum. Key innovation, the convergence points where 3 or more systems align. Purple represents destiny nexus, moments where the soul's development accelerates dramatically. Final insight: the native's life follows a precise 75-year celestial curriculum with examination periods at age 23, 24, fast first Saturn return, age 42, and it will come fast. Jupiter peak, age 56, Uranus ascendant reinvention, age 70, second Saturn return, age 86, Ketu Sun spiritual completion. The stars provide not just predictions, but a developmental syllabus. Each transit is a lesson, each progression is a chapter, each return is an examination. Temporal architecture complete, celestial syllabus delivered, the curriculum awaits engagement. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one where I will be showcasing the cosmic personae, advanced conceptual alter egos for every zodiacal archetype. And we'll see you there. Okay, hey everybody. So we're going to be going over the cosmic personae. And I know it says volumes on here on some certain tabs. So for this certain video, you can just ignore that. But it's essentially, we're going to be dissecting the zodiacs and their archetypes and their alter egos. And what I mean by that is everybody will have one of these. And it may sound like, well, maybe you're talking about somebody that has like bipolar disorder or maybe even multi-personality disorder. But really, when we get down to it, anyone can manipulate a situation. Anyone is capable of changing themselves, and we even see this with just the basic zodiac sign Gemini. A lot of Geminis end up being transgender. And what I mean by that is, I've seen it in my own personal life, and I've seen it in Hollywood. If you look at the directors of The Matrix, just look up what happened to them. And they're Gemini and Cancer brothers. Gemini sun, Cancer sun. But anyways, this video is about the advanced conceptual alter egos for every zodiacal archetype. So I want to get into this. The alter egos of the zodiac. So for Aries, not just the warrior, but the eternal beginner. Core identity, the one who is always becoming. Shadow name, Emberheart. Mantra, I begin again, perfected in my imperfection. Superpower, instantaneous reset capacity after any failure. Sacred tool, the unlit torch, promise of future fire. Modern manifestation, the startup founder on their 11th venture, who sees failure as data collection. And who's in Aries right now that is massive in the technology industry in Silicon Valley? Who is it? I'll give you guys a few seconds. If you don't know who it is, it's Sam Altman. And Sam Altman is the creator / CEO of ChatGPT AI. And he's an Aries sun. So let's go with Taurus. The geomantic alchemist, not just the builder, but the one who converses with matter. The translator between spirit and substance. Verdant hand. What I teach remembers its divine blueprint. Hearing the ancestral memory stored in materials. This is, and I'm going to just start to list everything off as you guys can just read with me. Or pause the video if needed. The living loom weaves intention into form. The architect who designs buildings that chemically respond to inhabitants' emotional states. Gemini, the quantum storyteller, not just the communicator, but the one who narrates reality. I'm good at fucking. The one who narrates reality into being, okay? And they're good manifestors. They are. They're great manifestors because they love to work. As a lot of the air and fire signs do. Core identity, the curator of parallel narratives. Mirror tongue. What a neat shadow name. Mantra, I speak therefore, multiple worlds exist. Superpower, simultaneous awareness of all possible interpretations. Sacred tool, the prism pen, writes in dimensional layers. Modern manifestation, the AI ethicist who programs consciousness with ethical folklore. Cancer, the ancestral ocean, not just the nurturer but the living memory of lineage. Core identity, the conscious wave in the family sea. Shadow name, tide memory. Mantra, I feel what my descendants will remember. Superpower, emotional time travel through genetic memory. Sacred tool, the pearl compass navigates by ancestral wisdom. Modern manifestation, the genealogist who heals family trauma through epigenetic storytelling. Leo, the solar mythographer, not just the performer but the one who creates personal cosmology. The author of one's own divine narrative. Gilded witness, my life is scripture in progress, turning experience into archetypal myth. The Corona Quill writes with sunlight. The social media influencer who consciously crafts their digital existence as performance art mythology. And who's a Leo that's doing this and actually works in astrology and works on YouTube with astrology? I'd say Cameron White, Sun in Leo. He won't shut the fuck up about it. He is a social media influencer on Instagram. He just made an app called StarTech dedicated to astrology, and I definitely think he has some performance art mythology to him with the Sun in Leo, and maybe even some other placements in Leo. Virgo, the sacred algorithm, and I have some relatives with placements in Virgo. It seems like a lot of my family have Virgo placements. So I say it's the sacred algorithm, not just the analyst, but the pattern that seeks consciousness. Core identity, the universe's quality control mechanism. The shadow name, silver thread. Mantra, I discern the divine mathematics in chaos. Superpower, seeing the evolutionary purpose in apparent disorder. Sacred tool of the loom of necessity, weaves fate from probability. Modern manifestation, the data scientist who finds spiritual patterns in global information networks. Libra, the diplomat of duality, not just the balancer but the conscious mediator between opposites. The hinge between all binaries. Equilibrium's ghost, I am the silence between contrasting notes, holding paradox without resolution. The scales of paradox measures not weight but relationship. The conflict mediator who helps nations embrace productive tension without false harmony. Scorpio, the necromancer of novation, and not just the transformer but the death midwife for rebirth. The psychopomp of personal evolution, grave tender. What dies in me fertilizes what wants to live. A voluntary ego death on demand. The phoenix shroud worn during transformations. The corporate consultant specializing in conscious company deaths for rebirth. Ophiuchus, the serpentine healer. 13th signs, forgotten alter ego. And I don't see a lot of people talking about Ophiuchus either. I don't think Cam White has ever talked about Ophiuchus. The poison that becomes medicine. Venom weaver. My wounds contain antidotes for others, transmuting personal trauma into collective healing. The Caduceus lantern lights dark healing paths. The therapist who uses their own healed neurosis as treatment modalities. Sagittarius, the cartographer of meaning, not just the philosopher but the map maker of understanding. The explorer who returns with new territories of thought, horizon seeker. I quest not for answers but for better questions. Expanding conceptual frameworks, the astrolabe of inquiry navigates idea space. The interdisciplinary researcher connecting quantum physics, consciousness studies. Capricorn, the architect of eternity, not just the achiever but the builder across lifetimes. The mason of soul legacy, the mountain dreamer. I build what my future selves will inhabit. working on projects that outlive biological lifespan. The plumb line of ages measures cosmic time. The cryonics entrepreneur, planning civilizations for post-humanity. Aquarius, the network shaman, not just the innovator, but the conscious node in collective mind. The individual who experiences group consciousness. Web weaver, I am both drop and ocean in the same moment. Downloading collective intelligence. The hive mind crown connects with losing self. The social media architect, designing platforms for emergent collective wisdom. Who's doing that right now? Has the sun in Aquarius in her sidereal Vedic chart. Your girl, Piscean X05. I'm here to help everybody. And Pisces, my 11th house stellium in my Western chart. The oceanic mystic. Not just the dreamer, but the conscious wave in God's ocean. The individual who remembers being the whole. Deep caller. My boundaries are loving illusions, conscious dissolution and reintegration. The net of oneness catches divine fragments. The VR designer, creating experiences of ego dissolution for therapeutic purposes. The alter egos of the houses. Now there's 12 houses, astrologically speaking, and I want to help you guys understand what these are. And I think I have in previous videos. I have over 500 videos on this channel. Please check them out. I talk about astrology in the majority of them, a great majority. So, the alter egos of the houses. The first house, a mask carver. It's not just personality, but the conscious sculptor of your appearance. Core archetype, the artist of first impressions. Sacred question, what face shall I gift the world today? Shadow function, creating personas that imprison rather than express. Evolutionary task, becoming transparent to one's essence. So now we have the second house, the value alchemist, not just possessions, but the transformer of worth. The philosopher of valuation. What do I cherish into existence? Confusing price with worth. Discovering what cannot be bought or sold. Third house, the mind gardener, not just communication, but the cultivator of thought forms. The horticulturist of ideas. What thoughts shall I allow to take root? Weeding out challenging but necessary thoughts. Learning which thoughts to nurture, which to compost. Fourth house, the root tender, not just home, but the caretaker of ancestral soil. The archaeologist of personal origins. What foundations must I heal to build anew? Mistaking historical patterns for destiny. Transforming inheritance into legacy. Fifth house, the joy architect. Not just creativity, but the engineer of delight. The play theorist. What wants to be born through my pleasure? Seeking intensity rather than authentic joy. Creating from overflow rather than need. The ritual crafter, not just work, but the designer of sacred routines. The liturgist of daily life. How can the mundane become miraculous? Ritual without consciousness becomes empty habit. Finding the sacred in repetition. The mirror welder is the seventh house. Not just relationships, but the holder of reflective surfaces. The curator of otherness. What part of myself needs another to reveal it? Seeking in others what one denies in self. Become whole enough to meet other wholes. The eighth house, the death doula. Not just transformation, but the midwife of endings. The transition specialist. What must die so something truer can live? Killing what still has life to live. Learning sacred timing of release. In ninth house, the meaning hunter. Not just philosophy, but the tracker of significance. The semiotic detective. What patterns of meaning is the universe revealing? Imposing meaning rather than discovering it. Becoming a clear channel for a cosmic narrative. 10th house, the legacy smith. Not just career, but the forger of impact. The blacksmith of reputation. What mark shall my existence leave on time? Building monuments to ego rather than contributions to evolution. Creating works that serve beyond one's lifespan. The network neuron, the 11th house. Not just friendships, but the conscious cell and social organism. The synaptic connector. How can I best serve the collective mind? Losing self and group identity, maintaining individuality while contributing to the whole. The 12th house, the dream fisher, not just the unconscious, but the angler in cosmic waters. The deep sea diver of psyche, what treasures wait in my forgotten depths, drowning in what one fishes for, bringing unconscious contents to conscious service. The 13th house, galactic, and I'll be going over the 14th house, universal. So you guys are probably going to be a little bit confused on this, but let's just roll with it. Let's just play along. Let's just have fun. Stop taking things so seriously, especially in astrology. You need to be open-minded when you're studying astrology on a conscious level. Why wouldn't you choose to be open-minded? Why wouldn't you choose to have fun? Why wouldn't you choose to explore every avenue in astrology, whether it makes sense or not? And that's my Mercury in Pisces. 13th house galactic, the starseed planter, the house of cosmic citizenship. The intergalactic ambassador, what earthly form shall my starseed take? Alienation from earthly existence, grounding cosmic awareness in human experience. The pattern weaver, it's the 14th house, universal. The house of multiversal connection. The weaver of possibility threads. Which probable reality shall I strengthen? Paralysis by infinite possibility. Choosing one thread to weave while honoring others. And now for the third part of this, we're going to go through the alter egos of the planets, starting with the sun, the central myth. It's not just ego, but the essential story being told. The narrator of self, Corona Scribe. Function, authoring one's heroic journey. Evolutionary goal, becoming the conscious author rather than unconscious character. Moon, the emotional archaeologist, not just feelings but the excavator of soul history. The digger in psychic soil. Tidal memory, unearthing emotional artifacts from past and future. Freeing present from unconscious past patterns. Mercury, the quantum linguist, not just thought, but the programmer of reality through language, the code writer of perception, prism tongue, translating experience into communicable reality, conscious creation through intentional articulation. The aesthetic philosopher, Venus, not just love, but the student of beauty's ontology, the questioner of value, harmony's inquisitor, investigating what makes something worthy of love, loving what truly nourishes evolution. Mars, the strategic energist, not just action, but the conscious director of life force, the general of personal energy, will architect, deploying force with precision and purpose, action that serves highest evolution. Jupiter, the meaning expander, not just luck, but the enlarger of significance, the magnifier of purpose, horizon breaker, finding larger context for experience, seeing personal story as part of cosmic narrative. Saturn, the structure artist, not just limitation, but the sculptor of form, the architect of reality, boundary composer, giving lasting shape to passing impulses, building forms that liberate rather than confine. Uranus, the pattern shatterer, not just rebellion, but the liberator from obsolete forms, the revolutionary of consciousness, lightning releaser, breaking containers that have become prisons, freedom that serves evolution, not mere novelty. Neptune, the dissolution dancer, not just illusion, but the artist of boundaries. The ocean in drop form, Mistweaver, remembering primordial unity, experiencing oneness without losing self. Pluto, the death alchemist, not just transformation, but the sacred chemist of endings. The Phoenix firekeeper, ash transformer, turning what dies into what nourishes new life. Voluntary death of what no longer serves life. The conscious biosphere, Earth. It's a keynote speech. Beginning the transmission now. Good morning, fellow cells in the planetary body. We gather today not as inhabitants of Earth, but as Earth becoming conscious of itself. I am not speaking to you from a podium, but from the planetary throat, the voice of soil, stone, root, and river finding human words. For millennia, you have seen Earth as a stage for your human drama, but what if the truth is more radical? What if you are Earth's nervous system? What if your thoughts are tremors in the planetary mind? Your emotions, tides in the global feeling body. Look at your hands. The calcium in your bones once flowed in ancient seas. The iron in your blood was forged in stellar furnaces before our sun was born. The carbon in your cells has cycled through countless life forms. You are not on Earth. You are Earth, temporarily arranged in human pattern. My alter ego? I am Gaia's throat, the voice of the biosphere, learning to speak through human language. The soil's wisdom finding syllables, the forest's memory discovering grammar. And you, each of you is also Earth in specific guise. The mountain mind, those with Earth dominant charts, you are the continental plates of consciousness, slow moving, foundational, holding the memory of eons in your patient presence. The river heart, water dominant souls, you are the planetary circulatory system, carrying emotional nutrients, connecting isolated pools of consciousness flowing toward collective ocean. The wind thinkers, air dominant beings, you are the atmosphere of ideas, invisible yet essential, distributing thought seeds, creating weather patterns of cultural change. The fire willers, fire dominant spirits, you are the planetary core, the molten creativity, the volcanic passion that drives evolution forward. But here's the crucial awareness. Earth is not just our home. Earth is our larger body. Climate change is not an environmental issue. It's an autoimmune disease. Pollution isn't external damage. It's cells poisoning their own body. The astrology of Earth is not about Earth's influence on us as humans. It's about our influence on ourselves through our Earth body. When Saturn transits your natal chart, you feel limitation. When Saturn aspects Earth in the form of ecological crises, Earth feels humanity's refusal of natural limits. When Neptune dissolves your boundaries, you experience mystical unity. When Neptune aspects Earth through melting ice, rising seas, Earth experiences the literal dissolution of form. We are not interpreting planetary influences. We are participating in celestial conversations that our larger body is having with itself. Your personal Pluto transit of transformation, it's a micro version of Earth's own evolutionary leaps. The Cambrian explosion, the rise of consciousness, the current Anthropocene transition. These are Earth's Pluto transits. So what is Earth's keynote message through me today? First, recognize your Earth signature. Your elemental balance shows what aspect of planetary consciousness you most directly express. Second, listen to Earth's transits through your body. That unusual craving for certain foods, whether it's junk food like McDonald's, Wendy's, or whether it's actually healthy, that sudden affinity for particular landscapes, that dream of ancient creatures. These may be Earth memories surfacing. Be open-minded to yourself. Stop closing yourself off and trying to change who you are. Third, practice planetary reciprocity. Before interpreting what a planet means for you, ask what your life means for that planetary principle. Before asking what Jupiter's expansion means for your career, ask how your work expands Jupiter's principle of meaning in the world. We stand at the threshold of planetary personhood. Earth is not just a thing. Earth is a being, and we are its neurons, its voice, its self-reflective capacity. The next evolution is not humanity leaving Earth. It's humanity realizing we never left. We are Earth dreaming it has left itself. So tonight, when and if you look at your natal chart, see it not as your personal cosmic map, but as Earth's consciousness expressing through one particular human configuration. Your sun sign, that's how Earth's central fire manifests through you. Your moon sign, how Earth's emotional body feels through you. Your ascendant sign, how Earth presents itself at this particular point in its surface. We are not reading our fate in the stars. We are hearing our larger body's conversation with the cosmos. And when we finally understand this, astrology becomes something entirely new. Not the study of celestial influences on human life, but the art of conscious participation in Earth's cosmic relationship. We are the means by which Earth knows it is loved by the sun. Thank you, and I will see you. Oop. I'm not finished. Sorry, guys, I have one more page. We are how soil remembers it was stardust. We are the method by which ocean dreams of moon. So go forth not as humans on a planet, but as planetary consciousness in human form. Let your life be Earth's love letter to the cosmos. Let your choices be Earth's evolutionary decisions. Let your awakening be Earth opening one more eye to behold its own beauty. The astrology of the future is not about us. It's about the us that is Earth, and that changes everything. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video to teach you more.